You are about to enter the Shockwave Skull Sessions podcast on shockwaveskullsessions.com. And now your host, Bob Nalbandian.
Brand new Shockwaves video cast, Shockwave Skull Sessions video cast. This will be our second, number two.
Number two, yeah.
And who better to do it with my good friend, Ralp Viera.
Hey, nice to be here, Bob and Matt.
What's up, Ralph?
Nice
now
to meet you, man.
You sing and play guitar in Thrash or Die?
I am the angelic vocals. I'm the vocalist.
Yeah, I think you play guitar too, no?
I do, but not in the band. And my guitar player is nothing to talk about. I'm playing is nothing to talk about. But I do play a little bit, yeah.
Right on. All right.
Cool.
Well, we got Ralph. He also has the Almost Human podcast and a lot of other stuff. Ralph's been on our show before, and great dude, old school metal dude. And of course, we got my co-host, Matt Harnett.
What's going on, Bob? How you doing, bud?
Doing good. Doing the StreamYard, man. I'm digging it. I'm kind of getting used to this. You know?
By the way, I hate to correct you, Bob, because Bob is God to me. But it's the Almost Human YouTube channel. And my podcast is called Viera Vault.
Okay, Viera Vault.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's what I thought it was. Okay. Yeah.
YouTube. So 20,000 subscribers. That's not
almost there. I'm almost.
That's quite the feat. That's huge.
We'll round it off to 20,000.
Yeah.
Round up, right? Yeah.
Way more than 3,000.
I'm jealous. I got to get a better background here. I don't have anything up on my walls barely.
You got old CDs, I know, right, Bob?
Hey, man. Guys, look at this.
That looks cool to me, man. There's a little collection right there. Hard copies mean everything.
Well, all my CDs are in the other room and underneath this, which you can't see. But this is just kind of my go-to. But then again, I don't go to any CDs these days. Everything is just, I thought I'd never be that lazy where I would just, do the Spotify or YouTube.
Yeah.
That's what I've become, man. Unfortunately, I think it's just, to go put in a CD player into a player and do all that and to look for it and, become work for me now. So I love the fact that Ralph is posting albums up on your
and I actually am listening to them every time I play. Well, I listen to several albums a day, but I only pick one a day when I show it on Facebook. Hey, here's one I'm playing now. Currently cranking is what I call it.
There you go.
Listen to some Let There Be Rock from AC/DC.
All right.
So you're pretty avid. I see a collector there yourself, vinyl, huh, Ralph? I can see from the background there.
Yeah,
you got quite the stack.
You can't really see it, but I have more CDs. But I love vinyl. I love CDs and vinyl. I love them both.
Yeah,
I agree. People are like only vinyl. No, I actually love compact discs. But yeah, I like vinyl more.
Yeah, same here. Agreed.
Yeah.
Funny when CDs came out, they were like, everyone's like, "Oh, ditch the vinyl. CDs is the thing, the best sound at all." Now everyone's kind of back to, man, I miss that analog sound of the vinyl. The vinyl's, I did the worst thing you can do when CDs first came out because I used to live. Don't tell me you sold your vinyl.
You sold them.
Not only sell them, but I gave them away too because I lived in a shoebox apartment, and I figured every time I'd buy a CD that I had the vinyl, I'd give it to a friend or I'd trade it, for a CD.
I sold my whole collection of vinyl in the late 90s because I was living in Hollywood. I was, listening to CDs and I had tons of vinyl and I had an apartment. I was moving them all over. So I just stuck all the vinyl at my mom's house in the closet and she was just getting fed up with it. She goes, "Get rid of this shit." So I sold it off in the late 90s. And this, of course, was before eBay and before Discogs and whatever. You didn't know the value of these stuff. I had all the classic new wave of British heavy metal, pretty much all the Neat record singles, all those albums. I probably would have been worth $100,000.
Wow!
And I, for what it was, I got a fairly good deal. I got this metal collector from San Diego. Came out. He was buying everyone's collection. I think he bought John Cornerin's and John Stranansky and. This is way back then. He kind of saw the value in it way back then. But I'm thinking, vinyl is. I'll be like 8-track tapes. They'll never be of value. For
me.
Lo and behold, I'm kicking myself in the ass as we speak.
I still have some 8-tracks too.
You do, huh? Wow.
I got rid of all my 8-tracks too.
Do you listen to them?
Yes, I actually have an 8-track player. I now and then, not much, but I still have an 8-track player, and it's also an 8-track. It's also a recorder. I can
I had one
record.
of those.
Okay.
I used to record 8-track shows, off the radio and stuff. And but the 8-tracks would always get eaten up. Yeah, even way more so than cassettes. You know?
Cassettes, yep.
When that happens. The cassettes, you were able to kind of take apart easy. The 8-track, you had to stick your hand in there. You had to take the whole thing out. It was a bitch. So.
Oh, yeah. And you had to crack it open.
Yeah. But I loved it. I had it in my car, and it was great because you could just, if you didn't like this, with cassettes, you had to rewind forward, flip it over. With this, you just press the channel to 4 channels. And usually I'd make, with the recorder, compilation metal stuff on a 90-minute 8-track tape. And,
wow.
Put that in my car. I was good to go, man.
Wow. Yeah, those cassettes, I remember those when mine used to get chewed. I became like such a precise doctor with those things. You know what I mean? Like a little surgeon. Paste a little, the fuzzy little thing in the middle. Those days, man. Thank God those things.
Or super glue, stick it.
I remember doing that many a times.
Scotch tape, but sometimes you have to do it just precisely.
Precisely. Yeah.
Or I tried it with a glue stick. Sometimes if you could get it real good and get it to dry, it will work, but usually doesn't last that long. And but no, I used to do that whole thing too. And it was funny because these tapes, I would get sometimes, the cassettes, back then you could get like 3 for 99 cents or whatever the prices with it. The tapes are cheap itself, but the stuff I had recorded on there was worth so much. I would spend hours and doctoring it up like a surgeon, doing this, just for a fucking cheap ass cassette.
I know.
The cheap ones were called Sertron. You remember the Sertron?
Sertron. You remember Pickwick? Did you have that?
It's like a 3-pack for $1.
But then you would buy the Memorex or if
Memorex.
Really not good, the Maxell or TDK SA.
Were the best.
Or if you were really stupid, which I heard wasn't much better, were the metal tapes. Not the chrome, but the metal, which was way more expensive. But I heard they weren't as good as the the Maxell Chrome. What were they called? They were always the best, but they were expensive.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So from that to streaming, unbelievable, huh? Yeah. And now it's the physical product is just completely evaporated and it's vanished. It's but I'm like you, Bob. I'm the same. I've got all these I collect all these vinyl, but I gotta say, CDs I stopped because the reason why I stopped buying CDs was it started going up to being like $15-16 a CD again. $9.99, $10, $11. I'm totally fine with. But when you charge $16 again for a CD, I'll either buy it vinyl or, like I said, I'll just stream it.
I still stand behind. That's what really killed the industry. I think maybe not. It would last this long. I think it still would. If when the whole Napster and all that shit came out, CDs were selling for $18.99. You could go to Tower Records, any retail store, the major chains. They went up. Now CDs are 5 times cheaper to produce than albums.
It always has been. When CDs were first being made, they cost $1 each, and when they were brand new, it was like $20.
Now I remember in 86, 85, 86, because I remember we signed with Enigma Records, a band I managed, Eden, and I just remember we were going to be, for one, we were supposed to be the first one on their Capitol label, which our A&R guy left. So, no, you're going on the Restless label. We got this new band, Poison, we're putting on Capitol. Fuck you. Anyway, we're supposed to be one of the first, of the bands on that label to go on CD too. No, I think Stryper already did, and there are a couple others that were going out on CD. But I remember at that time, or this might have been because we signed in like 84, so it might have been before the record came out. They were talking about there was only one CD manufacturer in Germany, and that's why it was in such demand to make CDs and so expensive. I don't know if that was true or not, but there was just one. Because nowadays, everyone has CD players on their fucking laptops or dead. Those are extinct.
No, those are gone now too.
Yeah, those are gone now too. But before anyone, you had CD burners and all that. Just we're talking just. So from 84 to 94, 2000 for you, everyone had CD burners. But back then there was only apparently one place in Germany that manufactured all the CDs, and they were backlogged. So I think that's why it initially became so expensive. But you're right, to produce them, it cost pennies, literally.
Yeah.
$1 a CD, and the artists aren't getting paid more. They weren't getting more royalties. Their royalties were the same. Everyone else got dicked except the the record label, and it was way cheaper to produce, and they were charging way more money. So I think if once the Napster and all that came out, if they just made all CDs $9.99, and I think it was great when like System of a Down came out and their debut album $9.99, Steelers album $9.99. And I think that's what broke that band, because if you're going into a store and you go, hey, I heard this song Sugar on the radio or whatever. I came in to buy the new Limp Bizkit, but it's $18.99. You know what? I'd rather spend half that and buy this System of a Down band. And I'm sure that,
Sure.
And I think if the labels were smart enough to make all their albums $9.99 or all their CDs $9.99, it would have, gone for at least another 10 years, but, charging $18.99 was criminal. It really was.
Well,
that's why the fans were saying, fuck this. I could get it for free. I'm not going to pay that. I'll buy a fucking $2 blank CD and fucking, burn it. Fuck this, $8.99 a CD. You're not getting the artwork, and the CDs were manufactured cheaper. You remember the teeth would always fall apart on the newer ones?
The jewel case.
The jewel case. It's like, fuck this. So
that's why I really hate Digipack.
You hate that?
Because when the teeth break on a Digipack, you're screwed.
You're screwed. It falls out. You open that thing up and it's coming right out. That's true. Yeah, you're right.
And it's all scratched up and
that's a good point. Yeah. It's like I said, it's I was all about it until just a few years ago. We went back to $14.99 a CD, and it was like, no, it's just going to be vinyl. I'll go to streaming. They almost kind of force your hand to go to streaming in a way. A lot of times, I mean, unless you collect vinyl, but if you don't, I mean, that's really, what else are you going to do? I mean, cars don't have CD players anymore. We talked about that when I bought my car 2 years ago. I didn't even realize. I just took it home thinking, all right, great, I can bring my CDs out again. And I'm like, holy shit, it doesn't have a player. I had no fucking idea, because I also realized too that the other cars they had, none of them did. So it was like, okay, well, I'm going to keep this one. But yeah, then you're stuck because you got to go through your phone. You have no other way to listen to music. The music you want. So you almost kind of force your hand, Do
the cars actually have an MP3 player in them? Because I know some cars actually.
They do. Yeah, now they do. Yeah. They should all.
I'm still holding on to that iPod. I got an iPod.
You still got iPod?
That's what I still do in my car.
It's the greatest radio station ever. You got your
my podcast on my little iPod. I have the USB thing in my car. It's a 2012. And boom, I'm ready to go. Yeah,
that's what I do, because I got a cheapo Android, I don't even know how much this holds in music, but I own 3 iPods, one for walking, one for a car, and one in case one of them breaks.
Well, I got my old iPhone, the old 4 iPhone in my car, and I just use it for an MP3 player, and I've got probably 1,000 songs on that thing. Was able to fit quite a few actually. So
I think the iPods are still pretty damn cool. I mean, I love the iPods, I mean, just a portable jukebox. It's kind of the same exact thing as your phone. It's just, I like it because I like that in a way it's kind of separate than your phone. You know what I mean? Because then if you lose your phone, you're not losing your phone and all your music. At least you still have your music, But yeah, no, I like the iPods. I still do. I mean, that was another thing too with the iPods. You had a whole bunch of those types. You had that Zoom one. I think that was through Microsoft, right? You obviously had iPod through Apple. I mean, those things are all extinct now too, right? I mean, everything.
They are. Yeah. I actually did buy one not too long ago for like $130. The biggest one. What is it? 34 gigs or something. But anyway, I did because one of them, was acting up on me. I had it repaired, and then it started acting up on me again. The left channel went out. So if you go on eBay, you can still find them. But if you find it new, they're going to charge you $400 to $500.
Yes, yeah, okay.
So I just got to use one, and I've had it for about 2 years now. Has yet to give me a problem.
Really nice. Very cool.
I still have a DAT machine, a DAT tape deck that I bought. Remember before CDs or before you could burn CDs. It would only get on digital. It was DAT, and all the recording studios had DAT tape. So I bought a deck, and I remember at the time I bought it was like $900, and I'm not going to get rid of it. Anyone need a DAT machine out there? Space in the closet. I don't know.
eBay, man.
But it's funny how fast these things become extinct.
Technology is just rapid. It's rapid.
It is. Yeah, so fast. Exactly.
So let's talk. First let's talk a little bit about Thrash or Die.
Yeah,
great band you've got.
Yeah, totally.
2 or 3 records, right?
No,
right.
we have 2, and we're working on the 3rd one now.
Working on the 3rd one.
Yeah.
And but you know, we have enough material to release like some kind of covers, and we have some unreleased songs. But I just want to make one more. I'm up there, man. I'm 55 years old, and I can still do it, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it.
Yeah, much longer.
Because it's what I do.
I've got a year on you, pal.
Huh?
I said I've got a year on you, pal. I'm 56.
Try screaming like me. You know it's gonna go. You know my voice is gonna.
Your voice is still great, though. You still got it, man.
I know, but
I know you're not singing every day and going out on tour, so you're not straining it like some of the other, thrash metal singers are. But
we have toured a lot, and it's taken a toll because of my age. And I know, like, if I was to tour very much, my voice is gonna go. So I'm just trying to do everything now that I can.
Dude, auto-tune, man. Come on. You got auto.
I mean, I have
stars use.
We have an album called Poser Holocaust. I can't use auto.
I love that too. Which, by the way, is featured in the new Inside Metal movie, Bay Area Godfathers. Part 1 and Part 2 coming out on Marsh will feature a ton of Thrash or Die music.
Yeah, and I thought that was perfect for the movie. I mean, I remember when we were watching it, I was like, first I was thinking like, I was like, dude, what band is it? I thought it was someone from up here from the Bay Area. And he's like, oh, it's my buddy Ralph. He's Thrash or Die. I'm like, really? It's yeah, man. Dude, you guys kick ass, man. You guys definitely do. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for allowing us. For people that don't know, for a documentary movie that's commercially viewed on, whether it be Amazon or Netflix or iTunes or whatever, you have to have, licensed music. You have to go through. It's a big process, and it costs a lot of money. You have to have a budget for music, which is fine if we had the budget. So if we were to get, everyone, why don't you have the original bands like Exodus and all that band? Well, even though the bands might say, oh, sure, go ahead and use my music. If it's on record, if there's a publishing company involved, you're fucked.
All the red tape and all the bullshit. Of course, they're going to want to milk you dry.
If we had a budget to do it, that's fine. But the great thing is Thrash or Die just fits right in with that 80s thrash metal sound. Sound-wise, production-wise, the riffs, it works, and everyone is given so many compliments. Like, what music did you use? What band is that you have?
I will bring this up, Bob. And I went, was the credits, man. The credits, all songs written by Thrash or Die. I was like,
should I have put your name?
You said I wrote all the songs, where I wrote all the lyrics.
I should have put all songs written by Thrash or Die.
You said no, by Ralp Viera. And
okay.
I called the people and I said, my guitar player, everybody involved.
Well, you know what? Part 2's already in manufacture, so I'll probably say the same about Part 2. But
that's fine. I thought
that was on. See, I thought that Thrash, when you first sent me that stuff, I actually thought that you were like the brainchild and you did pretty much all the instruments, maybe hired a drummer. And you did all the guitars.
No. My guitar player was very, very instrumental. I started the band with him. And
let's say his name out here and we'll officially apologize.
There you go, yeah.
Hell Vomit Sodomizer.
Hell Vomit Sodomizer. What's that name? Thank you, Hell Vomit Sodomizer.
Yeah.
We highly respect you and
Darth Vodka and 666 Whoremangler, they all had something to do with all the songs.
Okay.
Alex Marquez, who was in Demolition Hammer and Malevolent Creation. He had a lot to do with the second album. Ryan Taylor, all these guys contributed a lot. And but basically, I'm the star of the band, so fuck them.
There you go. That's the attitude. Speaking of Malevolent Creation, they were great guys. I remember working with them at Roadrunner, and I lived. I ran Roadrunner's LA office in '91. Everyone was in New York. I started an LA office, and when the bands would come out to the West Coast, I would hang out with them and whatever. And they came out and did some shows. They did a show at Goodies. I don't know if you ever heard that club, Goodies in Fullerton. It was kind of like Jezebel's and all. You had a lot of clubs. There are a lot of clubs in Orange County at that time. And we went there, and we had like 4 hours to spare out there after like sound check. So I took them out to a strip club, local strip club, and we just had a blast, you know, buying them drinks and hanging out. And they're really great guys. So I kind of lost touch with them after that, but I don't know what was his name in your band? From
Alex Marquez. He was the drummer.
Right. Okay, he might have been. So this was he in the band in like 91?
I think so. Yeah, that was when he was in the band. Retribution was the album.
Yeah, they were good guys, really fun guys, and
they're my bass player is now in their band, and my drummer is now playing with Yngwie Malmsteen.
Oh no shit!
Oh, wow, get out of here.
He's got to be really good. Because I know Yngwie doesn't settle for less. So Patrick Johansson is no longer in, huh?
No, Patrick is no longer with Yngwie.
Okay, should we take bets how long your drummer's going to last with Yngwie? I'll give it 3 months.
Yeah, well, he's been in it for 2 years, so I would have lost that bet by now. Because 2 years ago, joined, I was like,
I hear Yngwie is very demanding.
Yeah. He doesn't play on the records because all Yngwie does is drum machines.
Oh, still really? That's weak.
Yeah. But what can you do? And he's
Bjorn Englund is a friend of mine, and he plays with Yngwie, and he says, you know, you have to go prepared. If you go in the studio or just in a rehearsal, you don't know the parts. You're out. You know, it's like he's not going to show you. It's like you know, you better know your shit when you get in.
Wow.
Yeah. So Ralph, you're in Miami area? Is that where you're at in Florida?
Yeah, I live on Miami Beach, but
okay.
Yeah, I originally was from Terrytown, New York. That's where I was born.
Oh, okay.
Upstate New York,
sure. Mm-hmm.
That's why he swears all the beach chicks, dude. This guy's got chicks galore in Miami, man. He's a pimp.
Man, when I walk out of my house, it's like I get whiplash with all the hot chicks around here, man. So many of them.
He's like Tony Montana, man. He's got the blow and doing the blow, inviting them, snorting it up their asses, right?
It's just like that's exactly how it is down here, man.
Right on.
Chicks' asses all the time.
What you're missing, Michael Brandvold? We got to give him shit somewhere in this podcast.
So what's it like? Because you don't really hear usually a lot of times you don't hear about too much metal coming out of Miami. I mean, Florida you do, obviously, like Fort Lauderdale and Jacksonville and stuff, but not so much Miami.
Right? No, Miami is all reggaeton and you know,
right? Yeah, mm-hmm.
You know what? They're into artists that are here today and gone later today.
Gotcha.
You know? And you know, it's always been that way down here. But we do have a very dedicated metal scene. I mean, Fort Lauderdale is only a 20-minute ride.
That's true. Yeah, it's right there.
Dade and Broward are kind of, you know, I mean, it was thriving a little bit in the late 80s, early 90s. We had like, oh man, what's that? Saigon Kick came out of here.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Marilyn Manson. There were some artists that kind of broke through, even though I'm not a Marilyn Manson fan, but he is from here.
Yeah, it was like Collapsing Lungs Band or whatever. Collapsing Lungs, I think they were called.
Yeah, that rings a bell.
They were part of that whole, like, they had like that sort of industrial, you know, 90s
Sabotage.
kind of sound, you know.
Sabotage up, you know.
Sabotage, yeah.
Sabotage is up in the Tampa area, and that's where a lot of the, you know, Death, Morbid Angel.
Well, that's where the Stuart Morris sound is, right? Bob Morris.
Yes, that's where.
Yeah. Is it Jim Morris or Bob Morris? There were two brothers, right?
Morris sound. I can't remember
the first death metal, and then they started doing all the traditional metal stuff out there. They were like all the Century Media, a lot of the Roadrunner bands, all those bands. They were like the metal studio, and they did great work.
It's like 4 to 5 hours away from me. Florida is huge. It takes 8 hours to drive out of here.
Yeah, it's a long, you know.
So, you know, if you measure it by, you know, states, you know, it's like not really close. Like we'd be like, you know, a Buffalo band compared to a New York band. I mean, everything is so far apart. But in Florida, it's just one chunk that, you know, but all these bands like Sabotage and, you know, Morbid Angel and so on would always come down here and play. Because, you know, it's close enough if you're a touring band.
Sure.
And so we have a lot of killer diehard metal fans in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just scattered. It ain't like everywhere else, but there is an influx of Latin Americans that move to Florida, and you will never find more dedicated metal fans than
Latin Americans. I totally agree. Absolutely.
You know, when we played,
were you raised in Miami?
Huh?
Were you born and raised in Miami?
No, he said New York. He said Tarrytown.
I came here at 8 years old, so basically pretty much. But we played Columbia, and we ended up headlining in front of 8,000 people in Columbia. You know, it's like,
wow.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. They knew the words, and
wow.
It was, you know, because we played Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, you know, and
now, who put out your records? Did you had
I did my own label. You know, I will tell you in private, we were offered some deals, and you know, one of them was a very well-known metal label. I will tell you off the air. They offered to do it, but we had to pay them $5,000.
Oh man!
And then they were going to get a chunk of the publishing. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it myself.
Oh, was that Century Media?
No, it wasn't Century Media, but I will say
know a lot of those labels were doing that to bands at the time. It was kind of like the pay-to-play thing, and a lot of bands would do it just to get on and figuring they'll get the tour support. And if they did take off, you know, I mean, dude, it's basically now that's what the majors are doing with these P&D deals. You know, although they will put up. Well, it's kind of the opposite. They'll actually put up the money to record, but they'll own everything. You know?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a bank.
I think what's going to be better, because I used to do a lot of license deals with labels overseas. This is when Japan, you know, you had Pony Canyon, you had JVC, you had all these labels that would take on independent bands. They love you know, especially the great guitar players. I had several bands that I licensed. You know, bands like Silver Mountain, The Glory, a lot of Swedish bands. You know, Andy Zuzamil, Jorg Fischer's band. They all had deals in Japan and separate deals in Germany, and they owned everything, so they would pay for the recording themselves. They all had good deals at recording studios, and then we're just licensing. And back then, you know, these labels in Japan, they pay 10 grand, you know, 10, 15 grand for a license deal.
Wow.
License deal. But yeah, those were you know, that shit don't exist anymore. But you know, Mascot in Europe, you know, all those labels, they were doing a pretty good license deals back in the day.
But you know, it's also like being in a label is like, you know, it's like a bank. You got to pay back everything they put into it.
Like taking out a loan.
Or
yeah,
and, you know, the pressing of the vinyl. So I formed my own label, and I do want to plug a band called Atomic that I signed, and they're amazing. It's an album called Fallout. Look it up. It's on YouTube. It's on Amazon. It's on everywhere. And it's the only other band than my own band that's on the label. But we've released some compilations. My label's called Empingao Records. It's very small. I mean, it's a grassroots thing. But in the end, I'm not doing this for money. You know, I'm doing it to break even. You know, that's why I wouldn't sign with a label or anything like that. I mean, it would get me in physical copies in actual stores you walk in, but thank God for CD Baby. I mean, you can buy my stuff online, even bestbuy.com, and you can get it on, you know, Spotify and Apple, you know, iTunes, whatever, you know, you can get it everywhere.
Yeah. Availability is great. And that's, you know, the same with the DVDs for the Inside Metal. You could, you know, online. I just tell people anywhere in the world, you know, you can pretty much order them. Let me ask you something though, Ralph, if you don't mind. It's kind of personal, and you don't have to mention about you know, how much money you're making or whatever.
Only 3 inches, Bob. I'm very, very ashamed of it.
Oh man, it's disappointed. All the ladies in Miami are gonna be, you know, dancing to a reggaeton to a whole different beat now. No, I was gonna ask about your YouTube channel, because obviously, you know, 20,000 subscribers. You do a ton of videos, and you get a lot of views. Are you getting slammed by YouTube? I know you probably don't do anything that is, because, you know, Matt and I, some of our old episodes, we've been getting age restrictions and all this, and some of them were just with him and I talking, and we're like, well, what do we talk about?
We talk about nothing really big at all. Exactly.
Yeah. And are you getting flagged by YouTube on any of your videos, or
no? Because there's an option on when I upload a video that I say
monetize it,
so they leave me alone.
Okay.
You say what?
I just say not for kids, because there's an option. There's an option that if it's, you know, this is appropriate.
But then they have to sign in to watch it, right?
I don't know how that part works.
Well, it's demonetized, is what it is. They turn off the comments and all that stuff that you can't comment. Can you get comments on your videos?
You're right, Matt, because I did try once. I said, look, I was going to put up a video and it was so G-rated. I go, all right, now this is appropriate for kids. But when I did that, it turned off the comments.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, this ain't good.
Yeah.
So I just put everything as not for kids. And the problem, the thing is that I'm not going to mention her name, but I got a 14-year-old mega fan. I mean, this girl even made an Instagram about me and her videos about me.
Wow.
She's a huge fan of mine. She's 14 years old. So age restriction ain't keeping them off my videos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, I think there is a difference. If you say not suitable for kids, it doesn't mean 18 and over, but certain videos or things, they make it where it's 18 over and people have to actually sign in. Because when we did the trailer for Underbelly, you know, the porn documentary that I worked with the Reality Check TV people that edited it, they made it where you have to sign in, even just to watch the trailer. And a lot of people, it's like, you know, you have to sign in, put in your password, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, you're not going to get as many people coming in. But I think that's different than just saying not suitable for kids, an age restriction. They put some age restrictions on some of our videos, which I thought was
and my videos are no different than yours. The only problem is that we let the salty language slip here and there because we can't help it. But everything that, you know, because just to let you know, Matt and Bob knows this, Shockwaves is what got me rolling in everything. When I saw Shockwaves, I said, I want to do a podcast.
Sure.
And that bled into YouTube, but it all started at Shockwaves.
Shockwaves, yeah.
And I got a hold of Bob back then. No, actually, I won something from you, Bob. We
did a contest, right? We did the music contest.
Yeah, you put a picture of Raven. Who's this? I was like, it's Raven. I was the first, you know, there's 100 after me saying Raven. Right. And I was right there, you know, and then that's where me and you started talking a little bit. And I said, hey, Bob, I got a band called Thrash or Die. I would love to send you my CD. And that's how me and Bob became friends. But then
I held on to that CD for the perfect time. Many years later, Ralph's probably thinking, oh, this fucker, he probably threw out the CD. Many years later, when the Bay Area Godfathers came out, hey, Ralph, that Thrash or Die CD.
Hell yeah, man.
Have you gotten anybody that's like, I asked you, Bob, like, oh, who's that band that was on the, you know, on the Thrashers? I mean, on the documentary. Yeah, okay.
Well, a lot of people, like I said, they were thinking it was what is that? Is that like early Exodus?
Exodus. That's what I did when I first heard it. I was like, it sounded like Exodus.
Like demos of that they had, and you know, well, it's funny because some people actually said, I remember when we interviewed Eric Peterson, he said, you know, if you want, I could just throw some. I've got my own studio. I could just throw some music together and you know, do something and just on license have you use it. I said, yeah, that'd be great. We didn't, you know, communicate and get everything in time since we had to get everything was kind of rushed because this DVD was supposed to be out, you know, actually last year. But I mean, that's a whole long story. And then, you know, like Eric Meyer, who was a guitar player for Dark Angel, he put some stuff together for me, exclusive stuff. So it was all people like that. But a lot of people thought the Thrash or Die stuff was either Exodus or, you know, some Bay Area thrash band, you know, Violence or something that, you know, was demos that they never heard. So, which was a great compliment because it fit right in with the, you know, the music.
A lot of people, I hear the Steve Souza thing a lot. Right. And personally, I don't think I sound like Steve Souza, but at the same time, I think it's a huge compliment because I love his voice. Sure. And some people said Paul Bailoff. I will tell you this. I don't think I sound like Paul Bailoff either, but the Heathen demos that Paul Bailoff did,
right?
I sound like that. I was like, oh, that sounds like me there, you know. But I've heard people say that I sound like, you know, Roddy Piper too. So you know, it's like,
nice,
cool.
But it's awesome. It's so awesome to be part of it, you know, of the Bay Area Godfathers and watching all these, you know, gods that I grew up with and hearing my music under them. You got to remember, man, back then, I never dreamed of ever being in a band. You know, I was like, it was just Thrash or Die started as a fluke. It was just a fluke. My goal was to be part of a split single and to play a chord called the Culture Room. Never got the split single, but we did play the Culture Room, and then we played Europe, and then we played, you know, Latin America. We played a lot of we did a lot of tours and, you know, East Coast of America. We did a lot of it's gone way beyond, you know, what I ever thought this band was going to be. I mean, you know, it may not be a household word, but to me, it's like it's way more successful than I would be. We played the Culture Room one time, and after we played, I got an email from a guy saying, "Dude, I like your music. Can you guys write a song for a movie we're working on?" And I said, "Sure." And then it turned out to be Trauma Pictures, and who does Toxic Avenger and all that.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
He wrote a song for Return of Nukem High, which is kind of like a. And that was in the movie, and in that movie was Lemmy. So it's like, wow, my music is in a movie with Lemmy. It's like, that's it. I can retire now. I mean, it's more than I thought. From a split single to playing a club to all this.
Yeah. So when did it go from, just playing like you said, the one at the Coach Room to all of a sudden now, being at what it is today or what it became, that we get touring different countries and stuff? How did it get to that?
Promoters would get in contact with us and ask us to play here and play there. There was the first one was a promoter that did a string of shows for us on the East Coast, and then Europe was the same thing. It's just one promoter, but countries. Same thing with Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, Colombia. All that is just they would get in touch with us. And
what year was this, Ralph?
Huh? The last tour we did was in 2017, maybe.
Oh, wow. Not recent.
Yeah. So, yeah, we've been around now. I mean, our first show was in 2007, but our first album was in 2011. I mean, first CD was 2011 because we're very slow and very lazy. But but I'm very proud of everything that came out, And it's a very slow process because when you don't have a record label, we need new music. We have the liberty to take our time. So
sure, yeah,
gotta love it. And there's bootleg shirts out there, bootleg patches. So as far as I know, 4 people with Thrash Or Die tattoos.
Wow,
wow,
nice, man.
One guy got a big one on his chest. If you see our CD, Melting Your Skull, you open it up and that's the thing you see, like a chest with the logo and the fist from the Poser Holocaust album cover. It's just amazing stuff, Gotta love it. And Neil Turbin saw us live once. He loved us. He bought a shirt. And I mean, what seems very little in the grand scope of things means the world to me, everything to me. Knowing these people, and we become very friendly with Raven. We played with Raven 3 times in Puerto Rico. And
John Gallagher the other day.
Really? Mention my name. They know me. When I got in trouble in Colombia because when we played in front of 8,000 people, I said on stage, I heard the cocaine here is really good. Now, I can't blow. One person out of 8,000 people was offended. She ended up on the radio. Then it ended up on broadcast news.
Oh, wow.
And they were looking for me to arrest me.
Because of one person.
Yeah. And the promoter called me when I landed in Miami saying, "Dude, they're looking for you. Do an apology video." And the newest,
was she an influential person like in the government or just?
I guess, I don't know. It was just one person out of 8,000. Everybody else was laughing. After we were done with the show, cops came up to me, wanted a picture with me. So was
her name Nancy Pelosi by chance?
Probably.
Well, she's in her house doing her own cocaine.
Yeah.
That offended me. I can do it, but you can't.
Yeah.
She does cocaine at hairdressers without a mask.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, at least for you too. You're
snort. It makes it difficult.
Well, yeah, you're actually in the best state right now if it's going to come down to eventually live music coming up or something. Florida's really the one that's kind of open for the most part, right? Correct?
It is. There are shows going on here and restaurants are open, but I have a feeling all the shit's about to be locked down again.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of things, like, I don't know, it's been like 2 months now, everything's opened up. Okay. But, we just live in a really weird time, man.
Yeah.
That's why I have so many videos on YouTube now. I put up shit daily because I'm always home. And I'll tell you the greatest thing about, how horrible this time is. I used to work for the city of Miami Beach. I retired 1 month before the lockdown. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Now you can be free and be able to go out and do stuff while you're retired. And
I get my pension check once a month. And, I used to work in the control room in the city of Miami Beach, answering phones, but I used to have to go out a lot too. So, I mean, no matter what, like when there were hurricanes, no matter what, you got to go to work. So I feel bad for everybody. Wow, I just noticed Thrash Or Die's album.
Well, I put it behind you when you were bringing it up. I was like, let me just pop that up. Yeah. Yeah.
Done by Chris Placeres. Great.
Yeah, it's a cool cover, man. I like that. I like that skull. Yeah, it's really cool.
Well, dude, everything you did with Thrash Or Die was totally high class, like major label or like Roadrunner quality. The production, the recordings, the artwork. I mean, it was very
page booklet CD.
Yeah.
Vinyl, I'm very proud.
Just no digipacks, right? No digipacks.
No, that I won't do, man. Those are evil, man. Like I said, once the teeth break, you got to find a jewel case, and can't do much about that. But I got a question for you, Bob. I know, because you were so in the scene at the time. I mean, I'm watching this DVD and I'm thinking to myself, I gotta ask Bob this. Like getting like Lars Ulrich, who is like, a multi-quadrillionaire, to sit down and do this for you. I mean, I know you were friends with him in the past, but did you have to go through a lot of channels or, hey, Lars, just do this thing for me?
This is no lie. He was one of the easiest people to get. Well, throughout the whole process, I hate going through the publicists and all that. If I know the people personally, like a Dave Lombardo or a David Ellison or Mustaine, Mustaine would have done it. He goes, dude, Bob, I don't, because, when we did the first one, it was like, the very beginning stages of Megadeth and all that. He goes, man, I don't remember a lot. He goes, David Ellison would probably be better. And so, we had David, who was great. And I just called up, because I Lars had said, if you need anything, call my assistant. I called her up. I said, hey, we're doing this documentary. We'd love to get Lars involved in this. And, Lars was aware of the Shockwave video cast and the other things I was doing. And she said, yes, absolutely. When can you, she goes, you want to come up here to do it? To Metallica headquarters? I'm like, fuck yeah. I was living in LA at the time. And we took a road trip up there. And, we were supposed to get like 20 minutes. We had like over an hour with them in their rehearsal studio. So that was like, literally the easiest. We went up there the next week and did it. So, but all the interviews came out pretty easy, and it's because a lot of these people I've had relationships with since the 80s. There were some people that were kind of skeptical because this was before the documentary craze, came out with. Now you see tons of documentaries, but when we started back in 2012, we said, well, we're gonna do this LA metal documentary, and a lot of artists are going, oh yeah, we were told we were going to be in this one and that one, and we were filmed for this, and none of them came out, and blah, blah, blah. But, a lot of people, they knew me, and they kind of knew the reputation. And, but there were some newer people I didn't know that were kind of skeptical. And, when they saw it out, or when they actually saw the trailer come out, a lot of people that kind of turned it down were like, hey, they see Lars and everyone in the trailer. Oh, I'm available, by the way.
Yeah.
But so that was a little hard, just getting it going. But to answer your question, Lars was actually one of the easiest and came together like that. We didn't have to go through management, through anyone, through the label, nothing. And that's what we asked to do, to go through the red tape. Even if the people or whatever, go through, and that was something like Kerry King would always say. And I've known Kerry since, I used to come over to my house all the time. We'd watch metal videos, I used to see them when they were a cover band at Woodstock, and we hung out all the time. And I went to 2 of his weddings, and I'll ask him, hey, I'd love to get you involved. He goes, yeah, but everything has to go through Rick Sales, which I understand. Call up Rick, and it's always like, I'll call him, and oh yeah, I always have to go through the whole thing. It's like, forget it. I'll get Dave Lombardo, and Dave's got a fantastic memory, and anyway, so it all worked out. We got people from each band, but.
Did you get a lot of people asking for money to be in it? They wanted to get paid?
One person, from what I understand, wanted money, and we didn't, which was great that there weren't more. Because back in the day, a lot of artists, they would get paid for this kind of thing. But no, actually, no, I was kind of surprised. Some people did ask, they go, is there money involved? And I said, no, unfortunately, we don't have a budget for that. They go, fine, that's cool. I'm just asking, But apparently there was one person that didn't want to do it because they weren't going to get paid to do
Wow.
No, you didn't need that person anyway, right? Who needed
We
him?
didn't need him.
Yeah, I need him.
I'll tell you who it is off the air.
Yeah.
We won't mention who he is, but he ended up not wanting to do it because money wasn't involved.
Well, again, this is to another person that asked him, and they said, "Hey, he wants to know how much money he's going to get paid." And this other person is a good friend of mine, is really close with this guy, and I said, "Tell him we can't, we don't pay anyone."
But what does Gene Simmons have to do with the Bay Area? We know it. We know it was him, Bob.
I interviewed Gene before, and I'll tell you, he was one of the. It was like a 3-hour interview. I couldn't get rid of the fucking guy. He just kept talking and talking. I was in the office. I did it for a Platinum magazine, which was kind of a Playboy at the time in '94, and we did an interview with Paul and Gene. They both came down to the offices separately, and it was a great magazine. And I had to ask, because all the guys there at the magazine wanted me to ask the standard stupid questions and do like this sidebar, like, what's your favorite food? What's your favorite TV show? All that stupid shit. So that was kind of embarrassing, but we got in it. And once you knew that, and you know me, you've heard, I'm not really the biggest Kiss fan, but of course I know enough about them. And as soon as Gene sat down, he kind of gave me the test. Although I knew he was kind of testing me, and he kind of like through like some kind of a question where he said, something, I don't know what it was. He said something about this up the Destroyer. I'm like, oh, I thought that was on the Rock and Roll Over album. And then I knew he knew what he just wanted to kind of catch me. He goes, ooh, Bob, you do know your history. And at that point, it kind of broke the ice, and it was just like,
because you're such a huge fan of Kiss, right, Bob?
And he wouldn't shut up. Yeah, I remember the main editor, because I was just a writer. It was like 8:00 at night. She's like, Bob, I got to lock up the offices. Let's fucking go. And I'm like, it's Gene Simmons. What do I do? I tell him, and finally I had to tell him, dude, it's time to get the fuck out of here. It's 8:00. These guys want to leave. And he still kept going on. So it was kind of funny. But no, I didn't have to pay him anything. So there you go.
Wow.
Gene, and this was when Kiss were kind of at. It was when they did that compilation, Kiss My Ass, came out, where Nirvana and all these bands did Kiss cover songs, and so they wanted that to promote it. Of course, anything with tits and ass, Gene and Paul are going to be into, back then anyway. And so it was fun. It was a fun interview.
Awesome. Right on, man. I got to say, Matt, this is really funny because I never really. I mean, I've always liked like the Cro-Mags and some hardcore things here and there. I was never really into it. And in my band Combat, my 16-year-old guitar player turned me on to Leeway, and they blew my mind.
They're freaking great, aren't they?
I didn't know about them. And yeah, the singer passed away way a long time ago. I didn't know about this band, and that right there is a great album.
It's the Born to Expire. Yeah,
it's the 80s, right?
Oh yeah. They were there right in right around the time the Cro-Mags, and they came out right after the Cro-Mags, about a year or two after they were. Yeah.
More punk, right? I know a lot of punk friends were into that.
Not really. No, I mean that's the thing is, I mean it's really thrash. I mean those first couple of records, the first record, this one, Born to Expire, it's it's really a metal record. It's not. There's not really much hardcore in that thing at all.
A lot of the punks were into the Cro-Mags, but
the Cro-Mags had hardcore sound to them. They had some punk in them. Like a lot of like the Motorhead type of sound, but this is straight up Leeway. This Born to Expire is straight up like, old school Metallica, influenced and stuff. You know what I mean? It's real thrashy. Yeah. There we go. It's a great band by you too, Ralph, in Florida. And speaking of that, because when I went to see these guys a couple of years ago out here in Oakland, this band called Rhythm of Fear out of Jacksonville.
Yes, man. They're my friends. We played with them.
Those guys are awesome, man. Great band.
Really good band, and I have their CD there. And they're awesome people, man. Yeah, we played about 2-3 shows with them on local gigs, and Rhythm of Fear, awesome, dude. Awesome.
Yeah,
good guy, great guy.
Band, man. Definitely. I mean, they're, and what they did was they played basically as the band for Leeway. It was just a singer, so they did double duty. They played with their set, and then they would come on and play the Leeway songs with Eddie, the singer from Leeway.
Oh wow!
So which is really cool. Yeah, they knocked it out of the park. I mean,
where was this?
They did a tour. They did it. They did a U.S. tour. They did it on the West Coast here, but I think they played I think they played down in Florida. They also did like a coastal tour, East Coast tour too. So, yeah, they did. I don't know if they still do. Well, not now, obviously, but usually when he goes on the road, he would take them with him, and they would just be the backup band, for them. Yeah,
right on. Yeah, I don't think they came way south because I would have seen Leeway. I mean, how long ago was this though?
This is about 2.5 years ago, I think. Going on almost 3 years ago. Yeah.
Then.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. But then again, Florida is infamous for badly promoting shows. I miss Michael Schenker, man, back in 1990, and I never seen Michael Schenker. And did you go to Michael Schenker? I go, where? Summers. I was like, what? Opening band, the Black Crows.
Wow, really? Oh, what?
They're joking, right?
No,
wow.
The Black Crows. The Black Crows opened for MFG. I think this was 1990. And it was so badly promoted, I didn't know.
Oh, okay, way back then. So it was before they were
Yeah.
Huge. Okay.
Yeah, it's like I saw Voivod at the same club with Soundgarden.
I saw that tour too. We were just talking about that on the other podcast.
Yeah.
It was Voivod headlining, Soundgarden, and Prong,
right? Yeah.
Prong, yes.
Yeah.
Same bill.
Saw them at a small club, Jezebels, in Anaheim, which was fucking awesome. And did I see them at the Whiskey too? I think that might have been a different bill. I saw Soundgarden and Faith No More do that was at the Foundations Forum. Were you at any of the Foundations Forums? Those were fantastic.
Yeah, I never been to NAMM. I've never been to Foundation Forum.
Yeah.
The only thing I did go to, and it was in the Bay Area in 2001, I went to see the Thrash of the Titans, which was a benefit for Chuck Billy.
Chuck Billy, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was there for that, because I am a huge fan of Violence. To me, they're the greatest thrash band ever. I'm fanatical for that band,
Nice.
And I flew last year to Oakland to see.
Oh, yeah, you did. You came up here to see them, when they played. That's right. Yeah, they had those 2 shows, yeah.
Because the show the night before sold out so quick. So,
oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, we were right there to get the matinee, and Gary Holt was there, and he came out and did Lesson in Violence with them, and I hung out with Gary Holt that day, and
was that a tribute to the singer or
No, that was before when Sean was very sick. Right, but now Sean is great. He's perfect.
He's killing it now.
Yeah. He's insane. I mean, he's such a lunatic. I love him.
Yeah, they got an EP coming out, I think, a couple of months. I think, right? Yeah, a couple months.
And now my friend Bobby Gustafson from Overkill, who lives down here,
he's with them.
Very friendly with. He's now with.
He's with them.
Yeah. I heard that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Which is, I'm so proud of him. I can tell you, he's had some hard times with the Overkill boys.
Yeah.
After his split, there's been a lot of bad blood there.
Yeah, is there still? That was a long time ago when he.
Yeah, but it's still
he did that documentary behind the basement. What didn't he do that?
That was the drummer.
That was Rat Skates. Yeah, Rat Skates.
Because he left too, right? So they both.
He left a while ago. He left a long time ago.
Okay, so Bobby left recently.
No, Bobby left
90s, yeah.
90.
Oh, so they both left around the same time then.
Bobby stuck around for 2 more albums.
Oh, okay.
And Bobby's such a badass that when he left, they got 2 guitar players to
right.
Yeah, fill him.
To replace. But he's a great dude, an amazing guitar player, and I'm so proud of him that he's in Violence now. It's so cool. And I just give him a little plug. He has a band called, it's a weird name, but they're really good. They're called Satan's Taint. But they're great. They're really cool.
Yeah, okay.
They're really cool. And they got 2 albums out that has all my buddies in the band.
Does he living out here on the West Coast now or still in New York?
He lives in South Florida. He lives down
here. So he just commutes, or I guess now you don't have to commute to be in a band, really. You just
yeah. But I always see him at shows, and the first time I ever met Bobby Gustafson, we played a show where we didn't know he was going to be there, and it was the one and only time we ever played Hammerhead from Overkill, and he was there. It was just a fluke.
Wow.
And then he's like, that's how he became friendly, and I was like, dude, the stuff you did with Overkill is my favorite, and we become very friendly ever since. And he's on my Facebook, and if you look at our conversations, it's not that much different than me and Brandvold. We goof on each other a lot.
All right. Oh, cool.
Nice.
Awesome. So what else you got going on, man? I mean, you talk about your podcast you do as well.
Yeah, I got the Viera Vault, which is on. I air an episode every Sunday,
Right.
and I also have a new musical project that's been. It's hard to explain. I mean, it's metal and everything, but it's hard to explain the difficulties we've been having. But it's finally going to be done. The music, everything's done. I'm going to go this weekend and do the vocals. The band is called Old Leather, where it's traditional heavy metal. And my other band, Combat, which we have a CD you can get at Bandcamp and other places, we're going to be back working on a full length. But my main focus now, after I'm done with Old Leather, because it's a project I've had. I made friends with a guy from Puerto Rico when we played there. He moved to Tampa. He wrote all the music. He got a drummer, bass player. He sent me everything, and I went and did the vocals, but it just didn't come out right. There was things that had to be fixed. I'm talking about 3 to 4 years ago. Well, finally everything was fixed and everything sent my way. So that's my latest project is Old Leather. And then there's another project I have that I'm just going to give away to people. It's me and a girl. We do a duet, but to hardcore music.
Oh, cool.
We're called nutritional yeast infection.
Nice.
That's what I got going on.
Awesome.
In my wacky world.
I got a yeast infection, but it's nutritious.
Nutritious.
Nutritional yeast infection. And I'm about to do a cover of Atomic Punk.
Go ahead. You could go down on me. You get your proper nutrition. About to take your vitamins this morning. It's okay. Just.
I'm also doing a cover of Atomic Punk from Van Halen.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Everything's done, and the guitar player was about to put down his tracks, and what happens? He gets the coronavirus.
Oh, man.
And gives it to his whole family, his wife, his kids. But as the last time I talked to him, his kids, him, they're all great. The wife still has it, so once that's done with, he'll lay down the guitar track. And that's going to be something free. That's another thing I want to say. Reverb Nation, type in Dr. Fukk. And I got a bunch of songs there you can download for free.
F-U-K.
Oh, nice.
F-U-K-K. So it's not a bad word.
Yes.
So you can download a bunch. I've done a bunch of cover songs. And you can download all that for free on Reverb Nation.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Check that out,
All right, man. All
and,
right.
and most important, I got to bring this up. My band, Thrash or Die, is on this killer documentary called The Godfathers.
Bay Area Godfathers.
Bay Area Godfathers. Check that out.
Hell yeah. That music. That's right.
Available on DVD. Makes a really good Christmas gift too, by the way. You still got time. If you order it for Amazon, I would suggest ordering it for Amazon to get it before Christmas. They do pretty quick delivery. And part 2 will be out in March. And that will also have music from Thrash or Die.
Hell yeah. I was very happy when you told me that. I was like, wow, we're going to be in another part. That's amazing. And it's really cool how you did incorporate the music because it really did fit all those little scenes, the
I got to thank Danny Shipman. I gave him all the music to use. Danny, well, actually, Hugh, I think, pretty much placed the music from Reality Check TV. He kind of did the ending touches. I think he really kind of placed it in. There were certain areas I would suggest what to play here and there, but he pretty much plays the music and did a fantastic job. Really
amazing job. Amazing job.
Hugh, yes. Both Hugh and Danny did. It was great working with them because they really, they're total metalheads. I'm sure you've seen the Reality Check TV YouTube channel. They've been doing it since the 90s, and they're all, old school metal guys from the Bay Area, so they get it. And they worked on me with the Band vs. Brand video. As I mentioned, the Underbelly movie that I had done some work with, that Corpsey, Robert Ryan directed. They put all that together, and Danny did such a great job. It's like, man, we got to get him involved in the Bay Area Godfathers. Plus, they're from the Bay Area, so it worked out really well that we got them for this as well. So, but part 2 is going to even be better. I think it's usually part 2 is a little bit more exciting than part 1.
Let me ask you, because part 1, it's really a lot of the origins too. It's not just like, you think of Bay Area, you think of thrash, but there was so many killer bands that weren't thrash, like pre-thrash that you do spotlight on it, which I loved. You know, some of them I don't know. I like to look into them. Is part 2 going to be more of the history of the past, or is it more?
Well, it's really a continuation. It's basically one movie cut in two because, you know, when we started this, I just had so much footage, you know, 4 or 5 hours of footage of, you know, we interviewed so many bands. You know, we were talking from the LA titles, the you know, pioneers of LA hard rock and metal, LA metal scene explodes, and the rise of LA thrash metal, just so much. And, you know, when I started it, Warren said, you know what, do 2 parts. So that's what we had. So it's really one movie kind of cut up in 2. But yeah, we will go, you know, we'll still go part 2. We'll still have Dave Menichetti, Y&T, talking about some of the stuff. But, you know, some of the more topics we like, you know, like more of the debauchery, and we get into each of the bands individually, and, you know, different stuff like that. But it will have a lot of the older bands as well. And we wanted to get not just thrash, we wanted to capture the whole Bay Area hard rock metal scene, you know, starting from the 70s, going on through, you know, the glam bands from the Veins, the Jet Boys, the Le Mans, and Head On and Roadrunner, to the bands, you know, like Stone Vengeance and you know, Righteous Sire, and, you know, Leather Leone, you know, who was in several bands back then. And so, yeah, we wanted to capture the whole gamut, which I think we did a pretty good job in doing.
I do want to give a shout out because Leather Leone is my favorite female metal singer, and her last album called Leather 2.
It's really good.
Listen to that; it's so killer.
Isn't your boy Brandvold still working with her? Is he working with her?
Yeah, unfortunately, you know.
Yeah, you know. Well, hopefully she could find someone better than that. Michael's a good dude.
Michael's a great guy, but can you please just edit what I just said?
What's that?
I said Michael's a great guy, but please edit that part out.
Most certainly. Well, Ralph, Matt, was there anything else you wanted to throw in? Any Florida trivia you could throw this guy's
Florida trivia. I would have been prepared if I would have known we were doing trivia. We'll have to do it next time we get Ralph on. We'll do some Florida metal trivia.
Let's get Ralph and Danny on together. Danny,
that'd be good. Yeah.
And I know you're an old school trivia man too.
I'm pretty good at metal trivia. I have a lot of useless.
Well, that was the one thing we did, which, you know, on the old school sessions, one of the favorite episodes, and I still get emails. Did you ever hear that metal trivia show we did with William Howell and my buddy Mario and Toby, or Mario the Greek was the host? Yeah. And it was fun. It was like a 2-hour show, and everyone was asking about that. Oh, you got to do that again. You got to do that again. So, you know what? I think we will do now that we've got
video.
Let's do that. Let's get you and Danny, and we'll have a match. We'll have it, you know, like a hardcore trivia match. Maybe get some cool prizes for the two of you. You know, some, you know, dildos or some, you know, rubber gloves that with the spikes in them. You know, that kind of stuff. You know, like something you guys could use. You know,
well,
you guys are at home all the time.
I'm going to donate my dildo to a worthy cause. I'm going to send it to Brandvold.
There you go.
There you go.
They'll put it to good use, I'm sure.
I don't know Danny. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but you're going down, Danny. You're going down.
Oh,
you got the threat, Danny Shipman. I don't know. He's pretty good, man.
Pretty good. Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's probably going to wipe the floor with me, but, you know, what the hell? I want to fire him up. You're going
down. So what we're going to have to do is get you two, like, little, last time we used, like, little, those party favors. You know,
yeah.
Because we don't have bells. We're not that, you know. When you start shouting out over each other, it doesn't work too well. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure something out. But yeah, let's work on that, Matt. That'll be great.
Yeah, we'll do that. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Yeah.
We'll get Stranansky on one of them too. He was on one of the original ones. He's really good at trivia.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah. There you go. Right. Maybe we'll do a Kiss trivia with you and Brandvold.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I'd wipe his ass. I mean, he'd wipe mine.
Yeah. Oh, wait a second. We got some big news, and it's coming up, or I should say Ralph has got some big news coming up tomorrow about Vinnie Vincent. Isn't it tomorrow?
Yes, it's tomorrow.
Prequel on that?
Yeah, well, I mean, when are you airing this? I'll tell you right now what it is.
It's gonna air tomorrow, so the same time, but tomorrow, yeah.
Good. Hey, man. You guys inspire me. I might as well spill it right now.
All right, here we go. Exclusive.
Yes.
Vinnie Vincent is selling a CD. Get this, for $350.
And what's on the CD?
It's an hour of him just wanking on guitar. No vocals. It's called Speedball Jam. I believe it's a re-release. It was an older release that nobody cared about. Well, he's re-releasing it now for $350. And get this, shipping $20.
Wow.
Like, they're already paying $350. He's not going to. He's also
include shipping.
And, that's stupid. I guess people still are that stupid.
I sell CDs. I'm in a band. Yeah. I send it media mail. One CD is $2 and change.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's charging $20 for a $350 CD.
$350 CD. What a
wow!
And he's just plugging his guitar in and he's probably putting those old school ghetto blasters on there and hitting the record button and playing it and then mixing that on the CD.
It's on YouTube. It's called Speedball Jam. You can hear the whole thing on YouTube, but I guarantee you won't get through it. Yeah. It's so annoying. And he's charging $3. I was like, I gotta make a video. Because here's the thing. My videos on Vinnie Vincent back then, I mean, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views, where it got to the point everybody's like, talk about Vinnie, talk about Vinnie. I'm like, what the hell has he done? He hasn't done anything new. I'm just going to be repeating myself.
Right.
But now this comes out, I go, oh, that's something new. Yeah. You know, and my whole problem, and Vinnie Vincent knows who I am, by the way. And I'll tell you a couple of stories. Well, I'll tell you one story off the air, but I'll tell you one now. When I went to the Rockin' Pod in Nashville, he was having the birthday at the same time.
I remember.
There was a guy at the Rockin' Pod came up to me. He's like, hey, Dr. Fukk, can I get a picture with you? I said, sure. So he took a picture with me. He later went to the Vinnie Vincent birthday thing or whatever it was called. And he goes, hey, Vinnie, look, I took a picture with Dr. Fukk. He's like, Dr. Fukk, what does his mom think about him running around with that disgusting name? And I was like, cool, you know.
Is he sarcastic or that's actually kind of funny?
No, he really hates me.
Really?
He hates me because, look, the only reason I attacked him was because the organizer of Rockin' Pod, he was supposed to be part of it.
He got fucked. Yeah.
He really screwed them over big time. And on top of screwing them over, he went online and started saying these vicious lies about these two guys that are actually really big fans of his.
I know.
And
he's screwing himself over. I mean, all these people are trying to help Vinnie Vincent, and he's just fucking them over. Well, same with the guy that did the big, the initial interview with him. That wasn't. That wasn't.
Are you talking about the Atlanta interview?
Yeah. That Eddie
that guy over.
Yeah, he got screwed over, and he was like the big. He put up a ton of money and everything to get Vinnie to do this. Did all this stuff for him. You know, and then people, you just hating on Vinnie. He's fucking over his fans.
Yeah,
you know, it's nothing to do with the way he looks or the way he acts or whatever. He's fucking over his fans. I mean, literally. You know?
And record company. He signed to Enigma Records, and while
what year was this? Because Enigma's not.
He released something on Enigma. I think it was called Euphoria or something.
Oh, okay.
But while he was on Enigma in the recording studio recording it, he was also on the phone with other labels trying to get that on another label behind Enigma's back.
What an idiot.
Wow.
Yeah.
An idiot. Well, anyway, we got the exclusive here, Matt.
That's it. Yeah. Thanks to Ralph.
There's also I also go through all his merch store with all the ridiculous things he's selling. So check out my video on Almost Human tomorrow. But that's the main thing. $350 for a compact disc.
Jeez.
But then on top of that, no free shipping. Wow. Give me $20 more too.
Is it a million copies just because of this little promotion piece we're doing?
Did he at least put it in a digipack at all, or
does he at least autograph it or do anything personal?
No, but
no autograph.
But he has other CDs like the Kiss CDs he was on in Vinnie Vincent. Those are autographed for $150. Which is like, wow, this one for $350, you ain't even gonna autograph it, and these other ones that are still way overpriced. Like, Creatures of the Night, Lick It Up, you can buy anywhere.
Sure.
The autographs, it's $150.
Wow,
the guy's a tool. The guy's almost as bad as Branville.
Yeah. Does Branville praise him? Is he going to praise him on this?
Brandvold, he was on Brandvold. He was on Brandvold's show, and everything.
Was. I didn't even watch
Three sides one. Everything was fine. Then, like a week or two later, they had the old drummer for Vinnie Vincent's Invasion on the show, who didn't say one bad thing about Vinnie Vincent, but just the fact that they had him on the show, Vinnie Vincent let Brandvold know, I'm never doing your show again, and they didn't even badmouth him.
Wow. I know Mark Slaughter doesn't like him very much.
Me and Mark Slaughter, we text each other sometimes. We met in Nashville, and he loves my Vinnie Vincent videos.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
What's not to love about that?
And I feel really bad because I did, somebody kept begging to do a review of Vinnie Vincent Invasion, and I slammed Mark Slaughter so bad. And this was before I knew him.
I think I did an early fanzine too. I did some reviews on. I interviewed Vinnie way back when he did the first Vinnie Vincent Invasion record, and he was a tool back then. Very arrogant.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember. Quite arrogant. It was cool, and I liked his plan. I thought, and I still do. I still think those are two of the best Kiss albums. I love them.
They're the heaviest ones.
Yeah, exactly. That's when I kind of got into Kissing. I was like, wow, these are good records. I saw him on the Creatures of the Night tour with Motley opening, and there was it was at Irvine Meadows, in the place with maybe 5,000 people at a 18,000 seat, outdoor place. But it was a good show.
I saw that tour as well with the Plasmatics.
Oh, okay.
West Palm Beach. That was amazing. But yeah, I mean, the thing about Vinnie Vincent, he is an amazing songwriter, and on top of that, he has an amazing singing voice. But he doesn't use it. He's weird, man. He should sing for Vinnie Vincent's Invasion. He has a really good voice, and yet you never hear him sing.
Huh.
It's odd. He's an odd fella. Did you know that he got his start writing music for Joni Meets Chachi TV show?
No.
That's
I know he was in a band with Carmine a piece.
Yeah, that it was never released, but yeah, they did do something together. But Joni Meets Chachi, the Happy Day spinoff, he was part of the writing team of that show.
Oh wow!
Okay.
Interesting.
That's how he got his start. And he was in a disco band called the Dan Hartman, and there's a video of him.
How old?
I don't know, but in the 70s, he was he's in a music video in the 70s. I mean, he's been around a while.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Dan Hartman, isn't it that guy that sang that? What is it? I Can Dream. That 80s song, Dan Hartman.
He was popular. He did have. I think he was a one.
Is that one hit wonder guy? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I believe the song Vinnie Vincent.
I Can Dream About You. I think it was called that song.
I think so. He might have done that. But it's called Instant Replay. It's a video on YouTube. You can see it. They did him, and in the band also is G.E. Smith. You know him from the Saturday Night Live band.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're talking about G.E. Smith. Yeah.
He's in the same together. Yeah. Pretty wild stuff.
Interesting. Wow. Yeah.
Good history. I think he will kick ass on trivia.
Yeah, this is some good trivia stuff. Here we go. Yeah, exactly.
Man. And Rob Halford did a porno in 1978. I mean, before Priest, called Teenage Rape, that nobody knows about. And I have the article that I'll send it to you.
Wow.
Okay.
Nobody knows about that either.
I don't know if anyone really wants to know.
I know, right? Yeah.
He had sex with 4 chicks at the same time.
Oh, women, huh? Halford?
Chicks.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. It's not gay porn.
Okay, wow.
I'll send you the article. It was in magazine in it's Cream magazine, 1978.
I hear that new Rob Halford book is loaded with a lot of stuff that people don't really want to hear. You read it? Okay.
I did read it. Yeah. If
sort of a TMI, too much information, I hear.
Yeah,
yeah.
I appreciate his honesty. He goes out,
which is good. Yeah,
everyone knows, and he's older, and he's 70 years old. It's like, tell it all, man.
I agree. I mean, like when I read that Michael Lago's book, it's the same thing. He put a bunch of stuff in there too. I'm like, all right, but like you said, everyone knows, what they are. Just go ahead, let it loose. That's what those books are supposed to be for anyway, right? I mean,
I'd like to hear more about the band. I mean, he does. I haven't read the whole book, but he goes into some Priest. Talks a lot about Priest too, but it's more about his personal thing. And we all knew that kind of coming in, and which is fine. But I'm waiting for the Vinnie Vincent book.
Oh, you'll be waiting for a while for that book.
He'll make it.
I'm surprised he hasn't wrote a book.
Well, he will write a book, and when you pre-order it, you're never going to get it.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah, right.
He'll charge $300 for it.
For shipping. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a shipping cost.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Crazy. Ralph.
One final thing I got to say. Bob, get me John Bush, man. I need to interview.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I will. We were supposed to do something on for your podcast. You know what?
Yeah, let me know.
Okay.
And Joe Floyd.
You know what? Speaking of trivia, John is fucking great on trivia. You saw him when you remember I did the T Radio V show. He was the top guy on the trivia, the music trivia. He would be good to get on with you.
Oh man, to do metal trivia with John Bush would be awesome. I would love it. He knows who I am. He knows
yeah. We'll work something out. But Bush would be someone good to get on the trivia show for sure.
Hell yeah! In my podcast, I said the two people I want the most is Rob Halford and John Bush. Those are the two guests I want the most.
Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised Metal Blade never pitched John Bush to you. He's pretty accessible.
I got it. Well, if you can give me the channels, I'll try myself.
No, I'll hook it up. I'll send a message, and I'll send it. The people on Metal Blade are really cool too. They'll, Tracy Viera is Joey's wife, and she.
Yeah, I know she has something to do with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, cool.
Well, it's been an honor. So much to be on here. As I said, this is what started me off on my mega stardom on the internet was Shockwave. Wow. I have over a dozen diehard fans, man, because of you, Bob.
Dude, it's because of you that and Matt, of course, that got the Shockwave Skull Sessions going again.
Matt too, yeah. Matt is very responsible as
well. I'm like you, Ralph. Same thing. I mean, I got into the whole podcast where we're interested in because of that's how I met Bob too through Shockwave Skull Sessions back about 13 years ago. So
you built our first MySpace page.
Yeah, I did the MySpace page for Bob back then. Yeah.
Wow. When did the Shockwave start?
Well, I was in the Shockwave's Hard Radio through hardradio.com, but that was just once in a while do interviews. And when we started it was good. I was actually getting sponsors and making money. But, we're talking early 2000s. But the Skull Sessions, I think, started in 2007.
Yeah. It was 7. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was in Chicago.
You're the first one I was listening to, like, religiously at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The control room operator. I would listen. I worked the night shift. I would listen to Shockwaves all night,
Nice.
Wow, that's great. Awesome. Well, we'll now we got on video, so.
Yep. And like I said, we're gonna get that second one with you and Danny. We got to have that trivia show. That'll be fun.
I'll shoot him a text now. Well, before we leave, though, throw up your websites and your YouTube pages and all that stuff, Ralph.
Almost Human 56 on YouTube. I got the Viera Vault that's on Spreaker and YouTube and iTunes. I got a radio show on that metal station every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And I know I pretty more stuff. Yeah, Thrash or Die, Combat, Old Leather, Nutritional Yeast Infection. Look forward to those. And pretty much that's it, man. I mean, but isn't that enough?
That's a lot. Yeah, that's good, man. You're enjoying your retirement. I see there, Ralph. That's awesome.
That's
man.
Right. And as I said, I can work around anybody's schedule. So, don't worry about can you do this time? Can you do that? As long as you give me 2-3 days in advance, make sure because the only thing I do is go out to the recording studio to lay down vocals and hang out with my bass player. But other than that, I'm home all the time. So if you give me a 2-day notice, I'm home.
Awesome.
We'll hit you up and get this trivia.
Yes.
Shockwaves trivia going. So once again, Ralp Viera. Check him out. Support this motherfucker. He's been doing it a long time.
Yes.
And we will definitely talk soon, my friend.
Awesome.
Thank you so much,
all
man.
Right.
And sure, job.
Yes. All right, gentlemen.
All right. Take care, Ralph.
Bye-bye.
Take care, guys. Thank you so much.